Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coldwater, Michigan, my hometown superstore. My name's Josh, and this is a great example of the way that Rockwood and Flagstaff they will sometimes build a similar floor plan to another manufacturer, but their goal is to always do plus one more than like everybody else. And I think a couple great examples here: the fact that we have a true queen bedroom in the front. In years past, this was a short queen, but it has been a true queen bedroom for 2 or 3 seasons now. We've got things like available automatic leveling that we're going to get to see today, the available slide awnings that we're looking at. You can get this 50 amp service with second air conditioner if you're so inclined. They've gotten rid of all of the carpet over the years, but they've also really listened to customer feedback, and they've tuned in things like, I think, greatly enhancing the storage around the entertainment area, doing what I suspect a lot of people are really going to like. Now, as a result, though, that does mean that this has less campsite window coverage and less counter space than some other floor plans out there, but they really focused hard on maximizing storage in something that tip to tail comes in just under 30 feet with a super slide and a bazooka butt-friendly bathroom in the back there, complete with big XL bathroom vent fan and roof cover. You've also got things like 200 watts of factory solar and an 1800 watt factory inverter standard. The underbelly's enclosed, the holding tanks are heated. We have a drop frame front storage compartment like a fifth wheel to, again, give you crazy maximized storage on this. But they, I think, made optional or removed the front sliding cargo tray because it was adding like 150 pounds of hitch weight, and it was blowing the hitch weight of this thing kind of out of the water for a lot of vehicles. Now, is it half-ton towable? Is it not half-ton towable? We're going to get into all kinds of conversations like that, closing the slides, taking a look at the travel accessibility or potentially lack thereof as we go. And if you appreciate how we take the time to dive into all that stuff for you, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you like about this and what you don't like, because we may have another RV in our lineup that could do a better job for your personal preferences. In the meantime, let's get Doug in there. Doug! Doug! Guess Doug still ain't here today. So, to give you your bearings, we're standing at the entry door, so I wanted to give you a look right from the door, right when you walk in. I like to try to represent things the same way that you would generally see them if you walked around one of our locations. That's why I don't like to use fisheye wide-angle lenses or any of that kind of nonsense. Now, I do also want to mention you have several choices on some interior features here. We're looking at the lighter decor today. They do offer a darker decor. We're looking at theater seating. They offer a hide-a-bed. We're looking at a booth dinette with a free-floating elliptical base table. They offer a hardwood table and chairs option. So you can get this outfitted several different ways. This has been by far and away the most popular configuration of all of those. But I'd be curious, given the info that I just threw at you, how would you want this thing? Also, there's some exterior options that we'll talk about at some point in the video. Now, up top, you've got a 15,000 BTU, I want to say like dual centralized Coleman Mach Air. Now, what I mean by that is you actually have double AC ducting runs here. You can, if I'm not mistaken, actually, Rockwood Ultras, which is what we're in right now, have become 50 amp standard, if I'm not mistaken. So you can actually upgrade that vent in a couple different ways. You could get optionally a second XL Max Air vent fan up there. You could also get a second air conditioner in that. Essentially, in a Rockwood, anywhere that you see those ceiling vents that doesn't already have a fan, you can get a fan installed from the factory, and it will be the big Fajita Friday fume fighter. It won't be the dollar store 4-inch fart fan. And anytime you get a vent fan in a Rockwood, you automatically get the Max Air vent cover, or, well, I say Max Air, but whatever brand it is, the vent cover over it right from the factory level. The fireplace is another one of those things that was added based on customer feedback and opinion over time. And again, this entire entertainment center has changed. The TV is mounted, I would say, the bottom third of the TV is right at eye level. So you might notice how there's cabinetry above the TV. They didn't mount that TV all the way up against the ceiling. If I pull the camera down here straight at eye level, that's kind of what we're looking at. So it's not terrible, and Rockwood was one of the first brands to standardize using larger, wider doors, stable steps that are gas strutted so they don't fall down and crush your Pomeranian, and the privacy shade built right into that door from the factory. A lot of brands, it's prepped. You could add it after the fact. You don't have to. And another thing they did based on your feedback, they got rid of the carpet in the slide. They got rid of the vents in the floor. They have also still maintained a larger propane oven. It seems like in the RV industry, you're lucky if a manufacturer gives you any propane oven, let alone a larger one. They are also doing a larger microwave. A lot of your RV microwaves are 0.9 cubic foot. This is 1.3. It's something that a standard residential dinner plate will actually fit into. And it's those extra little details that they put into these that help kind of define Rockwood from, you know, brand A, B, C, X, Y, Z, Elemental P, whatever the case may be. I got kind of dizzy there, so sorry if the camera lurched funny for a little bit. So as long as I'm staring back at this thing, let's start cracking open living room and kitchen, taking a look at what else she has to offer. Now, as we look at this, I want to make clear that this is just my personal opinion. I like the theater seat they used to use better because instead of forcing the big console armrest between you, it actually had a fold-up middle center console armrest. I always thought it was one of the things Rockwood did better than most brands. They're not doing that now, but that's just my nerdy opinion. I'd be curious to know what you think about that. I know what Mr. Richard Vale thinks. He is a regular viewer, and he despises a fixed console armrest like that. In case you were curious what was in that, center armrest, like storage space right there, that was the tire pressure monitoring monitor, basically, that comes factory standard on these. Now, the blackout roller shades as opposed to pleated blinds, like that's one, remember I said they like to do +1 more than everybody else. Like the fact that they give you drawers instead of doors under the dinette, and the fact that the entire dinette has a welded aluminum cage is a kind of exceptional quality that very few RVs offer anything like that, you know? Now, working our way around here, this is where you got to be. I'm trying to close the theater seat behind me. Sorry about that. You got to be careful when you're shopping, because if you're not paying attention, a manufacturer marketing agent will say hardwood cabinet doors. And like the word doors is sometimes minimized. The cabinet doors are hardwood. They have magnet holdbacks. They have hidden hinges. That's all very nice hardware. But it is pocket screwed lumber core cabinetry. It's not all hardwood cabinetry. And there is a difference there. And I hope you appreciate that. I don't want to like lie by omission. You know what I mean? I do appreciate the fact they give us the double roll-away dish drying rack. Your kitchen counters are all solid surface, as is your countertop extension, though not countertop flush. At least it's an extension. You know, great spot for a wastebasket down there as well. Although, being fair, the drawers are basically on the floor, so you're going to want to kind of keep that in mind. And this is going to look funny. You might be wondering, why is the refrigerator door opening in this orientation? It doesn't have to. This is one of those refrigerator doors that can open from either direction, and this was just the more advantageous angle for camera purposes. Certainly not the most advantageous angle for viewing purposes. Speaking of viewing angles, that TV actually is on a swing arm mount, so if you want to pivot it over to face the dining, that is definitely a possibility there. Now, when this RV was first released, it did not have the full-on walk-in pantry-tainment center that this thing has right here. I will say I'd probably put some kind of netting or like security bars over those shelves so that stuff inside here doesn't go flying. But notice how this is also doubling as our coat rack, and we have that motion-activated lighting up there. One of those handy little just broom holder jobs would go really, really well right there, I think, but that's just my opinion. By the way, they have actually stuck with the smart command system, but their version has always just had essentially a physical button touch panel, so you don't have to Bluetooth R2-D2, this stupid thing. And if you hold the interior or the bedroom light switch, it will actually activate a dimmer function. I don't want to demonstrate that on camera because it makes the screen flicker, and some people gives them a migraine or worse. And I got a little pro tip here for you from your Uncle Josh. I don't care if you're looking at a Rockwood or not. Something that's really annoying that I find in a lot of RVs is when you go to put the dinette cushions down, one of them always pops like this. Now, if you notice, the two big fat cushions where your seat would go, I left those in place and I put the two smaller cushions on the table. Here's a really weird trick though. If you alternate them, a lot of times they don't do that. So instead of going big, little, whoa, that was big, little, big, you go little, big, or big, little, whatever you want to do. I do appreciate, though, Rockwood actually does use simple little bits of Velcro to hold everything in place, but they actually screw them in place so they don't, the heat doesn't peel the Velcro off. You may have also noticed how you have that sliding privacy door for the bedroom. And in years past, this was a short queen bedroom. They have since, I think a year or two ago, updated it to be a true queen bedroom. So a 60 by 80 traditional true queen. They don't offer any king or Olympic queens. This is what it is. They do 60 by 80 inches and they are done, son. But you may have also noticed they have deleted the bedside wardrobe towers to make everything look and feel wide open to give you really nice side stand action. But they didn't really delete the storage. They just moved it. Now, we're going to come back to that in just a second. I'll get all the bedroom storage opened up. Remember, 50 amp, you can sub out that vent for something else or just leave it a vent. If I get you around the corner over here, this is where our bedroom TV hookups would be located. It's interesting. Did they put USB plugs? No. Okay. Oh, okay. Never mind. It's not USB plugs. It's a different kind of charging port. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. What? Why would you put USB plugs up there? Like the USB plugs on the side stands makes sense. The household outlets on the side stands. And most of the outlets that you're looking at are actually prepped and run to the RV's factory inverter system. So if you're parked in a Walmart parking lot and you need to run like a little CPAP machine, you absolutely can do that on one of these without needing to spend money on a generator or additional hardware or anything like that. I also appreciate anytime a manufacturer makes the bed easy lift and when the storage comes to you. And I appreciate when the doors will hold themselves open where you don't have to juggle it open on top of your head or anything like that. But like I said, the RV doesn't have traditional side hanging wardrobe closets. Instead, they build it all into a slide over here off the side. Swinging around the bed to give you a little bit better view here, they actually do two different things. The right side is a pass-through hanging closet. With the, you've got separate doors, but it actually is all one closet. It's tall enough that most shirts and pants should hang in there fine. Like, I'm a fairly tall person, and I wouldn't have issues there. But they also included some additional dresser space here, which I think is nice. And the bedroom. If you don't want to get the Bluetooth controller out, the app on your phone. If you don't have to bust out your phone and turn off your bedroom lights, you don't have to. You can even use the dimmer switch function just off the switch over there on the wall, right as you walk into or out of the bedroom. I think the location is actually very smart. And again, I sat at the theater seat to give you a view, but if I stand back here, you see what I mean. Like, the TV's not mounted all the way up against the ceiling. I think that this is a very good, very reasonable viewing angle. A couple other little details I kind of missed when I was over here earlier. A little bit better view, I think, of the theater seat from this direction. The black box in the front of it, that actually is a wireless charge pad. It does have cup holders, but keep in mind, the level plane of the cup holders changes when you recline. They're kind of built onto the armrest. So depending on what you have in there, if it's just an open top glass of water or whiskey, I don't know your life. I don't want you to spill your drink, basically. And these handy little reading lights actually have USB plugs built right on them. Not Type C's, just a basic USB like Type A standard series, but you got plugs there. Now, one of the cool things that they do in these sliding pocket doors is if you look down on the bottom right of that threshold, it looks like there's a nano antenna down there. That's actually a magnet holdback to catch the metal plate on the bottom of that sliding door, so that if you're in the bathroom and somebody walks into the RV and rocks the camper around a little bit somehow, you're not going to accidentally put on a free show for the neighbors, Now, while we're walking in here into the bathroom, I do want to point out every Rockwood fully enclosed travel trailer and fifth wheel always uses the bigger vent fan right from the factory level. Additionally, this RV's got a 6.5-foot sidewall. Normally, that means when I stand in the shower, I don't fit unless my head's in the skylight. But take a look at the right side of the screen. I'm a little over 6 foot wearing thick-soled shoes, and I could stand in that without my head in the bubble because they have a mini barreled ceiling and perfect positioning of that skylight that I never have to duck in these showers. It's close, but it's cigar. This also does have the Shower Miser water saver system. If you're a park pavement princess like me, this does absolutely nothing for you, basically. But if you're a boondocker, it makes your fresh tank Maxwell house good till the last drop. You won't end up wasting any of your potential fresh water into the gray tank while you're waiting for it to heat up. And that is a nicely sized rectangular shower. Also nicely sized space around the toilet. As Mr. Anton K, regular viewer, shout out to all the regular members of the RV Nerd Herd, likes to call this a bazooka butt friendly bathroom space right here. He is the originator of that comment. And I gotta say, Anton, if you're watching this, your comments are insane and they make me laugh every day and I love it. So please keep it up. Thank you. Really nice counter space in here as well. I do like the little undermount accent light under that sink there, so at night you can nighttime navigate and see what you're doing. Cracking open, where do I want to start? Where do I want to start on my bathroom storage? Let's actually start, before I forget, we're going to start from the top and work our way down. For some reason in my head, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Starting on look at the left side of the screen. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Rockwoods for years have been so good about including extra storage in the bathroom. You know, they've been one of the best at it for a very, very long time. They continue to do an excellent job of it. Now, just for clarity, I've mentioned twice, I think now, this is a carpetless floor plan. The stuff in the slide floor is a marine woven stuff, and there's always that one person who wants to semantically argue, that technically qualifies for the definition of carpet. Okay, if that's what you need to do to win a Friday night Facebook fight, that's fine. When I say carpet, I think people are thinking shag carpeting, and that's not what this has. The same kind of cheap plastic carpet that RVs have had for years, it don't have that. The thing is, this floor plan, no matter who makes it, when you close the slide, you lose access to the bedroom. Now, they could have added a second door directly into the bedroom, but to do that, they would have had to chop so much off their awning, I think you would have been pretty mad at them. So what they did instead is they prioritized destination use and comfort over in-transit feature and function. So you can generally get to most of your kitchen in transit. Additionally, your bathroom is absolutely unimpeded from the entry door, and even doing a Michael Jackson blind moonwalk backwards, of course I say that and I run into the frickin' entertainment center because I'm just that smooth, ladies and gentlemen. My point is, you know, every RV has ups, every RV has downs. I also ran into that bathroom door. You'd think I'd use the viewfinder of the camera to figure out where I'm at, but no, I'm just using the force badly walking in here. My point is, every RV has positives and negatives. Like the Bullet, the Sunset Trail, the Alpha Wolf version of this floor plan, you lose the bathroom on those in transit, but you maintain the access to the bedroom. That's the kind of push and pull I'm always referencing in my videos. So, take a look at the links in the video description to see similar floor plans from other builders, either like this or the flip-flop version I just mentioned. And I don't know, let me know which one you would go with and why. And if you appreciate how we give you all those extra details and information here, hit that subscribe button, and well, how about doors? Keep it on, keep rolling, keep it. Now, when the video began, I kind of asked the question: can you half ton it? Can you not half ton it? It's going to kind of depend on a few things. You see something that's 30 feet and something that's like 6,600 pounds empty, and the majority of places are going to go, you got a half ton, you could tow this all day. Just give me your money and trust me. But there's more to the story than that. This thing's got a chunky hitch weight. Because it has this drop frame front storage compartment, give us that giant door. You can actually see the chassis frame that sticks down there, where I dropped the battery lid, box lid. I gotta go crawl on the stones and pick that up. My knees are gonna love me for that. But as a result, this thing has a hefty hitch weight as compared to a hungry hippo. Now, this is a two-headed sewer monster. I'll show you the other hookup when we get around the back side of this sucker. But that is our kitchen gray tank outlet. On this layout, apparently, they just were not able to cross-plumb everything together. Rockwood usually does try. Now, the main living room slide, this is a rack and pinion slide. We're looking at the optional slide awnings today. Our closet slide is a Schwintek slide. Now, just being candid, a lot of folks don't really care for Schwintek slides. And Rockwood doesn't tend to be the brand that uses the cheapest thing. The thing is, they do tend to be a brand that uses things correctly. And the correct application for a Schwintek slide is a small, lightweight, shallow slide out. Well, I think that's exactly what a small closet slide accurately describes. Things like the double 30-pound propane tanks have become far more uncommon in today's market. A lot of brands are going to 20s. A lot of brands have been doing 20s for a while, even some of the more premium stuff. But again, today we are looking at the available auto leveling. The control panel is actually right here on the tongue, which is nice because you can key lock it. And the way that this basically works is your front tongue jack will handle your front, or your what do I want to say, your tip to tail leveling. Your rear auto leveling jacks handle to the side to side leveling, and then your front stabilizers come down just to take the herky jerky wiggle jiggle out of it. So there's kind of 3 different things all working in concert with one another there. Now, an interesting thing, they actually do use a laminated wall even behind the nose cap, which is crazy uncommon within the RV industry. And it's actually just a 1-inch wall, but even that is the double composite material. So all of the laminated wall structures on this are using that composite paneling. A lot of brands use the Asdel name brand. Rockwood has found a different composite panel that's not specifically named Asdel that actually was working better within their lamination processes. So that's why they made the switch there. Now that over there, by the way, is your 1800 watt inverter, which is basically just enough to run some coffee makers or CPAP machines. And again, you can see the aluminum structure going on under here. Anything that is structural or load bearing, Rockwood's going to build it with an aluminum frame. So the walls, the roof, the floor, all aluminum frame. Now, the floor is the only real structural aspect of this RV that's not laminated. It's actually a 5/8 tug and groove plywood floor decking, but it has a full welded aluminum cage structure below it. Your bed and your dinette, they're both human load bearing, so they build those with aluminum frames as well. Gas and electric water heater, by the way, that's becoming less and less common. They have still continued to include the little outdoor griddle station. That's a kind of a classic Rockwood feature right there that so many other brands have adopted. Goodyear Endurance radials with tire pressure monitoring. They weren't necessarily the first to use Goodyear tires, but they were one of the first to use tire pressure monitoring, and they were also one of the first and the leaders in giving you a better suspension package for ride handling and shock dampening so the RV doesn't rattle itself apart going down the road. This is a torsion suspension, not a leaf spring suspension. Now, what confuses people and can get you into trouble when you're shopping is there's a couple different types of torsion stuff that are all used out there. You can have torsion axles and still have a leaf spring suspension, and a lot of places are going to try to get really cute with the phraseology of how they approach representing this RV to you. So make sure you know what you're asking and what the difference is, so that you don't end up getting hoodwinked into someone going, "Oh yeah, this has torsions." Oh, that's not the same as a torsion suspension, you know. I do like the fact that they have both a bumper and a rear receiver hitch, and they actually have a ladder to get you up onto the roof, which you can almost, I mean, you can even see it right here from ground level. You can see how you have the max air vent. I'm actually going to zoom you in a little bit. I want to let you know in case you're motion sensitive. I don't know how herky-jerky this is going to get. But you can see how you have the max air vent cover up there over the bathroom fan. That's just Rockwood doing Rockwood things standard. And their 200-watt solar package. Rockwood was once again one of the first brands to standardize factory solar way before it became industry cool. You know, they were doing stuff like that. So this is a brand that has been ahead of the curve in a lot of ways, but doesn't always get a lot of the credit out there. Now, you might notice 2 different window packages involved here. The windows on the slide side slide open internally to give you maximum airflow. They don't tilt open, so if you leave it open or closed, it doesn't matter. You can still open the slide. Now, on the side walls, you have a tilt-open frameless window. It opens in a little more of a kind of like a jowlessy fashion where it tilts open like an awning, I guess, but they don't open very far. To overcome that, remember, they use those XL vent fans to help force and promote good airflow when and if you need it. That's also the reason Rockwood doesn't tend to fully enclose their bathroom doors, so that vent fan can always do its job. You may have noticed that was a full hot-cold utility shower, and I said we'd get back here to take a second look at the hookup, and with that commitment fulfilled, I think we're done. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking a look with me today. I'll leave you 2 links in the video description for pricing and availability. One will go to the Flagstaff model number version, one to the Rockwood model number version. I'm looking at a Rockwood today because that's what we carry at my home store, but Rockwood and Flagstaff are the same thing. So I need to give you 2 different links because they use different numbers. Short of that, they're not the only ones that make this floor plan. There is a laundry list of builders who make this kind of floor plan, and I've done plenty of videos on those. So I'll also leave you links to other builders with a similar layout in case there's something you'd like to see tweaked around a little different. Double check those similar models down there. And if nothing else, leave me a little note. Tell me what you don't like or what you do like, and maybe there's a different one I could recommend you take a peek at to help cut the learning curve for you. And if you like how we're just trying to be fair and candid with you, if you appreciate how we don't do hidden dealer fees here at our dealership, hit that subscribe button, like our video. We'll catch you next time around. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.